Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and today we will be talking about the LA Kings again for the player reviews. This time today we have second line center Phillip Danault and second liner left wing Trevor Moore. So let's start off with Danault. So again, solid second line style player. He played all 82 games this season, so that's phenomenal. He stayed healthy. That's great. That's exactly what we need. To be honest, our team is kind of missing like a second line center if he is not in the lineup. To say that Lizotte would go up, I love Lizotte, but he isn't really a second line material. He's like a straight up third liner. So to have Danault miss a game would be very detrimental to the team, and so it's a good thing that he didn't miss any games. As far as his season is concerned, he got 18 goals. Again, before coming to the Kings, Danault wasn't supposed to be a real goal scorer anyways, but he is proving he can still score a lot, and 18 goals is not too bad for him. He also got 36 assists for 54 points. That is 5th on the team in scoring, which is really good, at least for him. At least, he's known to be more defensive, just like Kopi is, except not so much offensive style. The only bad part to his game was he was a -8, and that is the combined second line of Arvidsson, Danault, and Moore. They got a combined -14. So of that 14, he had more than half. That's not good. I'll get into that more in just a second. As far as the rest of his stats go, he had 63 penalty minutes. I believe that's second on the team in penalty minutes taken. Now, not leading minor penalties, though. He had fight majors. Like I said in the last video, Fiala led the team in minor penalties taken, followed by Lizotte, with 26 and 25 respectively. So, Danault had fighting majors. That didn't necessarily mean he had a lot of minor penalties to, put the team shorthanded. So that's good. Power play, he led the second line unit as the center. He got 3 power play goals and 17 assists for 20 power play points. So that's pretty decent for a second unit. And like I said in the first video, second unit, honestly, my opinion, had the better opportunities on the power play. So for him to lead the charge in that regard was really good, really useful to the team. Just like Kopi, his faceoff percentages were decent as well, 54.4% on the faceoffs. The only difference is he didn't take over 1,000. I think he got in the 800s, but that's pretty high still. So to get a 54% in the league, amongst the league leaders, that's really good. So the Kings, if I remember correctly, they were talking about the Kings face-off percentages overall as far as the league concerned. I think the Kings were up there like 5th in the league, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but that's a really good result considering we have decent centers. Not the best in the league, but decent centers overall. So that's really good. His time on ice, he had an 18-20 average, which is good for a third amongst forwards. Obviously, because Kopi and Danault got to take most of the face-offs. They have to play the defense as much as possible. So basically, as far as Danault is concerned, he had a good season. Healthy and was consistent as far as taking face-offs. Now there is a bad, and unfortunately it comes with that minus, which, like I said earlier, unfortunately, yes, he was part of that second line that got a lot of minuses, probably the most goals against. What makes it worse for him specifically, though, is amongst forwards he had the second most plus-minus rating. Jarrett Anderson Dolan was the only forward below him with a -11, which Danault's -8 is not that far off. And Jad is a bottom liner anyway, so to say that Jad is the only one below him, that's not a good sign for Danault. Shows that he could not play enough defense, probably on the rushes as much as making the draws happen in the defensive zone. I'm not concerned about that. But as a team effort, of course, it does matter. Maybe it's not even Danault's fault. Maybe he just happened to have bad luck and be on the ice. But in general, I didn't. Just like Moore, who I will get to in a moment, I felt like Danault and Moore were not playing up to par, full 200 feet of the ice, as much as I mentioned Arvidsson did in the last video. So, that being said, there was also someone who had a bigger plus minus as well, which was Sean Durzi, but he's a defenseman, and as far as empty net situations go, Durzi definitely played more empty net situations. Therefore, him and Doughty were definitely getting more minuses against than Danault was, who plays the second unit in an empty net situation. So, for the most part, it's going to be Kopi, Kempe, Fiala, Doughty, Durzi, and then an empty netter would probably be Arvidsson. So, to say that Danault's minus is not even worse than that is kind of, not good. It's just not good. Danault needs to step up defensively, and that's something that I think putting them on the third line, his lines, Danault, Arvidsson, and Moore, is definitely going to probably help them get a higher plus minus rating, because they should be playing against, not to say third liners in the league are weaker, but considering they have been playing the second line role for the past couple years, this should be a step up in their game, because they are projected to be playing against their third liners. Now, I'm not sure 100% obviously if Danault or Dubois will be taking faceoffs against second liners, first liners, and throughout the entire season. So it's yet to be seen. But as far as season by season projected lineups are concerned, they should be doing better this coming season. So if the whole line in general could be more consistent defensively, then I think they'll help the Kings out a lot. As far as overall performance, I do expect Danault to have maybe another 50-point season, maybe even get to a 60-point. Am I expecting 20 goals? No, I'm not. To be honest, I'm actually surprised how much Danault does score goals. And so going forward, I don't expect him to do that much more. Just, again, like I said, maybe more defense on the rush. But overall, I'm not really saying he was the reason the line failed. It's just part of it. Going into Trevor Moore now, this is where it got questionable. As far as the three line mates are all concerned, I do believe Moore was the worst of the three. He only played 59 games. He did receive an injury during the Christmas break. He went into the last game. He played the whole game. So as far as the Kings organization is concerned, he got his injury during the Christmas break. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's just my speculation, because I didn't see an injury on the plays in the game beforehand. So overall, Moore he had a good start to the season, but after the Christmas break when he got injured, he did not play good for the rest of the season. He is one of those players that we are expecting to be a solid two-way player, and this past season he just didn't have it. As far as his stats are concerned, he got, again, 59 games played, 10 goals, and that's not good. 19 assists for 29-point season. 29 points is a lot under than what a lot of people were expecting. Like I said, I think he was the worst, but I also consider him the lower end player in the first place. When we first got him from the Maple Leafs, I wasn't expecting much from him anyways. So putting him on the third line projected this season, it kind of fits the role that I had expected from him from the first place. So it's not too much of a surprise. But as far as plus minus, he only had a -2. So amongst Arvidsson and Danault, he definitely had less of a detriment. But again, like I said, visually, he didn't play up to par. Therefore, because he didn't play good, Arvidsson and Danault also faltered. Just like how, because Byfield doesn't play good, Kempe and Kopitar are held back and they fall. I think it works the same way. He had 14 penalty minutes, which is only 7 minor penalties, which is really good. Honestly, that's probably the best thing about Moore's game, is he's pretty disciplined, very humble. And so to see that is, an upside to his game. And then power play, didn't get as much power play time. Again, he missed some games, but he only got 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 power play points. So that's not where he shines anyways. Again, second unit for the power play for the Kings isn't like the highlight of their team. Honestly, I did say that the second unit had the better looks, but it's the first line that needs to get the job done. That's the reason why they are the first line. So it is what it is for Moore to not get as many points. But when the second unit does come on, I do expect them to try and put the puck in the net. And, that's when the team should be more aggressive. If the first unit, which uses more strategy, can't do it, the second unit should be more aggressive. But that's just my opinion, of course. He just had under 17 minutes of time on ice average, 16:59. That's pretty good time for a second liner. And given the time he has missed, that's not too bad. So that's really good for him. Otherwise, overall, I'm not expecting too much more than what he has been doing his career with us. Again, like this past year, ever since he got injured, it wasn't good. But going forward, if he stays healthy, I definitely think he can improve and help the Kings out even more. As far as scoring is concerned, I always expect more to be in the 40-point range. Based on what he's done with us so far, 40 points doesn't seem unreasonable. Maybe like a 15 goals and 25 assists. Seems pretty reasonable to me, especially given that he is more the two-way guy on the line, whereas Arvidsson's more of the shooter, and then Danault's kind of like the middle guy. He either goes in deep, plays front of the net, which I think Danault plays phenomenal front net presence, and if not, then he's the defensive guy going back. As far as that's concerned, if the line can come together both up and down the ice, I think the Kings' third line, which they are projected to be, will be very solid going into this season. And again, like I said, if they do end up being the third line, they should be game players more third line style, therefore more opportunities to score or have more forecheck, because they are stronger offensive style players than just straight up third liners, such as people like Iafallo or Lizotte, Velarde. So we'll see. We will see how things turn out, but that's it for now. So next time we will probably be discussing 2 more stronger forwards. And yeah, so that's the top 6 pretty much right there. And I am expecting these guys all to have really decent seasons going into next year. As far as I'm concerned, there's no injury updates, so I'm pretty sure they're all healthy and ready to go. So come training camp, and especially the preseason games in Australia, they should be ready and should prove to be strong forward core. Be a strong forward core. Even though we lost Iafallo and Velarde this off season, I think the balance, if we're doing the 3 lines with Kopitar, Dubois, and Danault as the 3 centers, with Lizotte playing 4th line, I think the center line drive is perfect. But the wingers, that's where things will get complicated. So we'll see what happens. But overall, I like what I see. Now it just needs to be put into play. So that's it for now, though. We'll see what happens. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. Comment down below what you guys think. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Next time, again, like I said, we'll probably do 2 more forwards. And then soon we might be even doing some D-men. But we'll see. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.